What is going on, people? It's Matt from Liquid Loans, and in this video, I'm going to be getting into all things about the loan token with my partner in crime, Jesse, the pit boss. And let me pull him up. He's backstage now.
How you doing, everyone?
Nice, man. Where are you? Out and about, obviously.
Yeah, I'm out and about doing some errands. Thought I'd pop in here and answer some questions.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Today's all about the loan token. There's a lot of questions that are popping up on different streams on social media. Some people are educated on it. Some people are not so educated on it. So let's get into let's get down to the brass tacks. What is the loan token?
Well, the loan token is the token that is the yield-bearing token of this protocol. You acquire these things, you stake them, and then that will earn you the fees that are generated from the protocol. And there's two fees that'll be coming your way when you stake this token. You'll be getting USDL stablecoin. You'll also be getting Pulse. Now, unlike most yield-bearing tokens that simply inflate constantly, and then you just have to, dump that same token to make any sort of profit, this token is simply an income generation token or a fee collection token. Get these things, stake them, earn yourself some USDL and Pulse.
So how do you earn USDL and Pulse from staking the loan token?
So the USDL, so every time somebody takes a loan, they're minting themselves some USDL. And while the protocol has no interest, there's a one-time borrowing fee at the beginning. And that fee shaves right off of some of that Pulse that they've just freshly minted and goes straight to the stakers of the loan token. Now, there's also a feature called a direct redemption feature, because every single USDL that's ever minted from borrowing is fully backed and redeemable, every single one of them. So what you'll find is there's at times going to be some redemptions where people, instead of going to Uniswap or PulseX to swap, they may choose to do a direct redemption where they bring USDL into the dApp. It burns that USDL and it gives them some Pulse, a dollar's worth of Pulse for each USDL that they're redeeming. But there's a fee with that too. And that fee gets shaved right off of the Pulse and also goes to the stakers. So that is how stakers of the loan token collect both USDL from the borrowers and Pulse from the redeemers.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about the loan token. It's a fee generating token. You're basically owning. And if you've seen Jex's video where he talks about, the ecosystem of Liquid Loans being the bank in this new DeFi ecosystem with Pulse, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, that you're owning a piece of that bank, and every time somebody uses it, you get a fee. If somebody opens a loan, you get a bit of that fee. If somebody redeems their Pulse for USDL, you get a bit of that fee. So just by plonking your money in that staking pool and letting it sit there, you're generating those fees all the time, which is really interesting. And I want to go back to actually one thing you said there as well, because you said it's really important. I think I want to reiterate this again and again, because a lot of people don't get it, that the Liquid Loans protocol is completely backed. Every USDL that's ever minted is backed by the system, is over collateralized compared to, other cryptocurrencies or especially legacy finance, where, the banking system is fractionally reserved. If everybody did a bank run, nobody could get their money out. With Liquid Loans, it's the complete opposite. You're over collateralized. So it's really interesting. So what are safe ways? Because you were talking about earlier about safe ways how to use the Liquid Loans protocol.
Yeah, so we've heard a lot of talk of different strategies that people are going to be using, in their borrowing endeavor. And one of those strategies I hear is called the haunted strategy. That's where people are putting in Pulse as collateral. They're minting more USDL. They're taking that USDL, they're buying more Pulse, and then putting that Pulse in, minting more stablecoin. And they're kind of doing these loops. Now they're doing it safely. They're always keeping themselves at 1,000% collateral ratio. But the downside to that is you have spent your USDL, right? You've purchased Pulse with it. right? So each time you do that, if you chose to pay off your loan, you have to, like, you have no choice, but you have to sell some pulse to do it, right? Because you spent all your USDL. Some people don't like that. Now, it is a good strategy when collateralized safely. So there's another strategy that some may prefer. What if you took a loan out, minted yourself, put in your collateral, your pulse, minted yourself some stable coin, and simply took that stable coin and put it right into the stability pool? The stability pool is where you will now just park your dry powder, your stable coin. Why would you want to do that? Well, while you're in there, you're actually earning more loan tokens. And earlier on in the protocol is when the tokens will be rewarded at the highest rate, the highest emission rate to you. Okay. But because it's just dry powder, you just got your stable coin sitting in the stability pool. You're ready to withdraw that and pay back your loan at any time you want to. Now, the exception being if you've picked up some pulse from a liquidation, some of your USDL has burned itself. A bit of your USDL is burned. You've collected a little more pulse. So you're not guaranteed that you're always going to leave with the same amount of USDL. You'll have some pulse that you would also leave that stability pool with. But you haven't spent all your USDL. It's not all gone. So at any time, you can look at your vault where you've collateralized. You can see what your debt is, and you can say, well, the markets don't feel right to me. They're turning, or whatever the case may be. Or you just want to collateralize at a safer level, and you just take your USDL, pay off your loan with it. It's just sitting there in the stability pool earning you loan tokens.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's super powerful because a lot of people just think of liquid loans as a borrowing and lending protocol, but that's half of it. But obviously the investment part is being a stability provider, getting extra pulse through those liquidated vaults and earning that loan token, which you can stake. Before we go more into the loan token, can we touch on the, actually, let's go into the loan token, the halvening of the loan token that happens every year.
Yeah, so the loan token has a fixed supply. People always ask, is it deflationary? Is it inflationary? Well, it's really neither. It has a fixed supply from the beginning, from day one. But part of that supply is in a reward release pool. And those tokens get released to the stability depositors. The people who I described are simply taking their dry powder or their stable coin and just parking it in that pool, ready to absorb any liquidation events, right? So those people will be collecting loan token. Now, the rate at which they're emitted, half of the supply from the release pool in year 1, year 2, it looks at the how many are left, half of the remaining supply. So every year on the anniversary date, it just looks and it says, okay, half of that supply is what's going to get released, continuously throughout this year. So year 1 is always going to be when you can earn the most rewards. Year 2, you'll find, wow, I can only get half as much rewards. And maybe it's even less than that if other people have come and they're now participating in the protocol, right? So it's not just, oh, it went through a happening, I can get half of the rewards this year. Think of all the people who might come in behind you, right? So maybe the rewards are actually much harder to get than only half. So this protocol encourages early adoption. You want to get those loan tokens just as early as you can. That's why I'm making a point to say, don't forget about this stability pool. Put some dry powder in there and start earning those loan tokens as early as you can if you want to collect your bag of them.
Yeah. Well, of course. And like anything in life, in crypto investing, early bird gets the worm, right? So the people who get to a project early or get into something early are going to be rewarded more than the latecomers. Obviously, the people that got Bitcoin at a few dollars are getting rewarded more than the people that bought it at 69,000. So, yeah, of course. So obviously, we know there's a few ways to get the loan token. One way is to be a stability provider in the protocol, What are other ways that you can obtain the loan token?
Well, you could be a liquidity provider early on. There will be some rewards of loan token that are rewarded to liquidity providers. So create a token pairing or add to a token pairing. Take, say, USDL and Pulse and go pair it in a pool through our protocol, and then you could be rewarded in loan token. But that's not going to last forever. That's just to build up those liquidity pools, so that there's really good tradability of these things. That is not going to last forever, but it is a way to obtain loan token. The other way is just buy on the open market. If people are willing to sell it to you, right? This token is very, very powerful as a staking token because it's literally a residual income for those stakers. They're collecting USDL, they're collecting Pulse. I know a lot of people who have said they will never sell these things because why would you give it up?
Yep.
Why would you give up your residual income, right? But you could get it off the open market. I'm sure there'll be some sort of market for them. And then being part of the sacrifice set, right? That's where a large quantity of these things is going to be. We don't know of any other addresses to do a distribution to, so we talked about early bird gets the worm. That's probably the biggest worm there.
Yeah, I mean, getting the loan token, getting your hands on that loan token early is going to be super powerful because, like you said, yes, you can buy it, but people that get in from ground zero in the sacrifice phase are going to be able to, off the bat, well, there's two options for that we'll get into in a second, but they're going to be early to the staking pool. And then, like you said, collecting those fees and also those stability providers who are going to be collecting the loan token too. So let's get into the lockup, the 2-year lockup versus just staking it straight off the bat.
Yeah, so soon you'll all have all the details about how sacrifice is going to work. But part of that is going to be the option to actually lock up some of your points for anywhere between 0 and 24 months. And you will get a bonus on your points, which will equate to tokens, but a bonus of 4% for every single month that you decide to lock up for, out to 24 months. With the 24th month earning 8% instead of 4%. So do the math on that. A 2-year lock is actually a 2x multiplier bonus on your points. Why would you want to do that? Well, you can certainly have all your points unlock on day one. If everybody does that, what will are the rewards diluting a little bit because everyone's doing that? We actually are encouraging people to have unlocks going all the way out to 2 years because for a couple reasons. It encourages use of the ecosystem. It is a good anti-dumping mechanism. It's a good bonus for people because it's a guaranteed multiplier bonus instead of speculating on a day one, oh, what are my rewards going to be, for day one, which is dependent on people taking loans, right? Your fees you're earning are dependent on people taking loans. So what's a guaranteed way to get multipliers? Well, you lock it up. And it's guaranteed for every month you lock up, you're going to get 4% bonus, all the way up to a 2x multiplier bonus for a 2-year lock. And that's guaranteed, right?
Versus a staking APY that we don't know yet. Obviously, that'll be.
So we don't know yet. It's a brand new protocol. It's it's on a chain that's likely to go up in value, right? Because it's brand new and Pulse Chain launches at 0, right? So what's interesting is loans will get bigger and bigger and bigger over time, so long as Pulse gets more expensive, over time as well. So for some people, the idea of locking up for 2 years, getting a 2x multiplier, and doing that during the early stages of Pulse Chain for them, they like that idea. Because imagine what the size of the loans will be after 2 years if Pulse Chain has done a 50x or a 100x or a 250x. The loans will be so much bigger there. But maybe you managed to get yourself a 2x multiplier bonus that you wouldn't have been able to get any other way.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're basically choosing a known multiplier versus an unknown one. And
Right.
I think people need to assess where they are in their life. Maybe if you're younger and single, maybe you can go more in on that. Or if you have more responsibilities, you want to have your money liquid. It's up to you. You need to obviously do your own research and think about where you are in your life. But obviously, either way could work out for you. And getting in early, obviously, like we've said before, getting in early on any protocol is going to be fruitful. Looks like we've just lost Jesse there, unfortunately. Jesse, no, he's not there. When he comes back in, I'll add him back to the stream. Getting in early on any protocol is going to be fruitful, as we know. And the loan token should be no different. Let me say what's up to the chat, because we've got a few questions in here. Dark Shadow 45 Able says, anyone know when the sack is happening? We don't know the exact date, but I would say get ready. Get ready, be on your toes, be prepared. You don't want to be scrambling around last minute. So could be coming soon, could be coming quite soon. So I would get pretty ready for that. We've got Hexicat in the chat. What's up, Hexicat? Okay. Mr. E says, even if you don't want to take a loan on your Pulse or don't have enough Pulse for minimum loan, can you get some USDL and put it in the stability pool? Absolutely. You can go to a DEX, say PulseX, and you can buy some USDL. You can stick it in the stability pool and you can start earning the loan token and also Pulse from vaults that are liquidated. So the stability pool gets a liquidated Pulse that gets divided among the stability providers. Then you get the loan token. The loan token, obviously, you could sell that loan token, or you could be clever, stick that in the staking pool and start earning USDL and Pulse from the fees in the system. The Pulse is going to be from people redeeming USDL in the system, and the USDL is going to be that small fee, which is normally 0.5% to 5% when you open a loan, depending on the health of the system. Most of the time, it will be 0.5%, and that will be paid to the loan staker. So the loan staker, the loan token is a very, very powerful token. It's not just a duct tape token onto the protocol. This can produce good passive income, and we'll go through the ecosystem chart in a minute just to visualize that. Cryptogrammy says, howdy, hello, howdy, hey, fellow hexagons, what is up? What do you guys think of what RH said of liquid loans in the last stream? I'm not sure what he said, to be honest. Hang on, someone said he banned talk about it. Seems he misunderstood what liquid loans is trying to do. Would be cool to get someone from liquid loans to explain it to him. Yeah, I mean, he's a busy guy, but yeah, we'd love to explain it to him. Let's go see. Pulse let sack be in 15 days. I'm not sure what that means. The sacrifice phase, we don't know. It could be any day. Oh, Jesse's back, I think. Let's add him back to the stream. Yo, dude, what happened there?
Device had an issue. So sorry about that. But I think we covered a lot of it.
Yeah, man, we've covered a lot. I mean, just to sum up what we've gone over what the loan token is. The loan token is the token of the Liquid Loans protocol, which you earn from being a stability provider, or you can buy on the market at a DEX. You can take that loan token, you can sell it, but if you're clever, you can stick it in the loan staking pool and earn the fees from the system, which is Pulse from redemptions and USDL from people opening loans. We've gone over safe ways to use the Liquid Loans protocol, which you touched on, which was buying. Can you reiterate what you talked about quickly about the safe way to use the protocol?
So you would go ahead and take a loan of USDL, put that USDL straight into the stability pool, where you're just immediately earning loan tokens. And at any point, if you'd like to pay back your loan, well, your USDL is just sitting there, right? Just take it out and pay your loan back.
Exactly.
Right? You haven't spent it. You just parked it in the stability pool. Now, with exception being, if you are earning any liquidations, you would have more pulse and less USDL in those cases.
Sure. But still,
and another play I want to add real quick though is, what about the people who don't even want to take a loan? What if there are some people who are curious about the protocol, but they don't even want to do a loan. Well, you could buy USDL right off the open market and put it right into the stability pool if you prefer, right? So zero risk of any, it's literally just parking your stablecoin in there.
100%. There's a question here. Will locked up loan tokens still pay Pulse and USD rewards, or are these forfeit? No, locking up the loan token in the staking pool will pay you Pulse and USD rewards. You get all the fees in the system.
Right, but the lockup period.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So the lockup period, you have to forfeit the rewards during that time. Otherwise, it really wouldn't make any sense, because you just get them all on day one. And
Sure. No, okay. Sorry, apologies. I was thinking about locking the staking pool. No, they're locked up for 2 years. No, you forfeit getting the rewards, because obviously you're getting a known multiplier. Here's another question. Is the code audited, and will you publish and audit results prior to the launch and sacrifice? Do you want to go for this one?
Yeah, sure. So it's been audited multiple times on Ethereum chain, Avalanche chain, Binance chain. The code is the same code, but for our comfort, and because we need to do this right, we are also running it through another audit prior to launch. Will that happen before sacrifice? No. Will it happen before launch? Absolutely, because we cannot launch a mutable code without knowing for a fact that everything is good. And there's certain things that we're actually waiting for, right? We need PulseX to exist. We need Pulse Chain to exist. There's some infrastructure things that we've had to build onto Pulse Chain. But Pulse Chain needs to be here first, so we can launch that same infrastructure, and then verify that everything's working smoothly, finalize the audit, launch the code, right? Sure. So that's the order of events.
What about this question from Crypto J? Is there any risk of a hack to the Liquid Loans protocol?
Of a hack? Well, it's your keys, your coins. So if you give up your seed phrase, you're going to lose your coins. But like everything inside this protocol is like your keys, your coins. We don't have access to the reward pool. There's no keys to change the code. There's no keys to your wallet, to your vault, to your loan. It's completely immutable. So I'd say no.
Well, it's like hex, right? It's like if you give up your seed phrase, someone can hack your emergency end stake, your hex stakes. So
correct.
I think you should be more worried about protecting your seed phrase, protecting your crypto behind cold storage and a hard wallet, more than worrying about if the protocol is going to be hacked. And like Jesse said, we're going to have multiple audits that are going to be public before we go live, because this is immutable code. Once we're running, we can't change it. So it has to be spot on and perfect before we push the button. So I'm just going through the comments here, seeing if there's anything that we can comment on. So yeah, I think we've covered a lot, which is good. We've covered quite a few things here. And also ways to get the loan token is going to be either becoming a stability provider or buying it on the open market on a DEX. And before we go, let me bring this up, because this ecosystem flowchart really, let me try and make it a bit bigger. This really, shows you how powerful the whole ecosystem is. And you start at the beginning with your wallet with Pulse. You put it into a vault. You mint yourself some USDL stablecoin. You can take that out into the world and buy a house, buy groceries, or you can invest that in other stuff, or you can stick it in that stability pool like we just talked about. In the stability pool, you're going to earn Pulse from liquidated vaults, and then you're also going to earn the loan token. With that loan token, again, you can take that out and you can sell that on the open market, or you could, have some delayed gratification, stick it in the loan staking pool, and earn USDL and pulse from fees. So that's a really, really powerful cycle of passive income there. It's much more than just getting a loan. Listen, it's great that liquid loans allows you to draw liquidity from your crypto and still retain ownership, but there's much more to it. And I think this flowchart really, really says that. So anything else you want to say, Jesse, before we sign out?
Yeah, so this chart, I think there's just one piece I want to add. Compound. So if you're earning USDL while you're staking, what are you going to do with that USDL? Well, you can certainly add it to the stability pool so you can get even more loan tokens. And you take those loan tokens and you stake them so you can earn even more USDL. And just take your rewards and start adding to your stack in the staking pool and the stability pool, right? And just keep growing until you're comfortable with how much income you're earning. That's the only thing I'd like to add. Other than that, Telegram, we're always answering questions in there. There's not one question that we haven't answered. Please come and try and stump us, please. I have yet to have a question that we have not been able to answer. So t.me/liquid loans. And then the website, of course, liquidloans.io. Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thanks for coming on, Jesse, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep, thanks. See ya.
So guys, if you enjoyed that video and you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new videos and content on the channel, which we're pretty much doing on the daily at the moment, dropping as much value, giving as much value to the community as possible. You can also hit that like button, share this video with someone who you think it may benefit, and also drop a comment below. It helps out for the algo. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.